Привіт усім. Ми зараз спілкуємося з нашою зіркою сьогоднішнього вечора, і хотілося б запитати кілька запитань. So, what's your opinion about your nickname? People a lot of time called you a Dark Vader of techno. It's from Star Wars.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. Well, maybe because my sound always sort of is a little bit dark and scary. But actually, I'm the total opposite of Darth Vader. So it's a very interesting nickname. I actually like it, but usually, like in myself, I'm the total opposite of Darth Vader. But my music comes across that way. That's true. Yes. I like to move people around. Yeah.
It's great. Thanks a lot. So next, why did you decide to stop to play techno? Like you stopped on playing techno because we know that earlier you played lots of kind of styles.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to play techno?
I still believe I play techno. So that is a good discussion we have. I still believe that I never changed anything. So if I listen to sets which I played like 12 years ago, for example, they actually have the same vibe as sets today. In between, I was playing faster music because I felt it, and I never consciously made a decision. I'm going to play a different kind of music now. I never did that. I just play whatever I like to play and whatever I think I can reach my goal with. You know, my goal is to have a lot of people dancing and moving them. And over a period of time, maybe like 5 years ago, maybe that's where some people got to know me. I was playing a little faster, but I think the same vibe. You know, it's like when you talked about the Darth Vader style. Yeah, I think about 5-6 years ago, or even 8 years ago, it was faster but still quite dark and heavy. Now I think I'm still dark and heavy, but just much slower. Because the music lets it happen. You know, there is so much more to show if you have more space between your bass drums. And you have more space between your bass drums, the slower the music is.
I agree with you, and I think it's your soul's calling.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
That's the short answer. Soul's call.
After your album Evolution, in, if I'm not mistaken, 2003, you became more well known as Paul van Dyk, Sven was, Westbam. You was much more better than them. How did you feel this new?
Oh, I don't think there is a possibility to be better or worse than other DJs. You know, it was just a sort of kind of popularity I had at the moment. Maybe it was just coincidences that some people were looking for new faces, and I happened to be there. So they were saying like, let's go for this guy. He's bringing some new energy, some new vibe in there, and I was sort of. You know, all these other DJs you mentioned, Paul van Dyk and Sven Fade and Dave Clark, they're all the first generation DJs. You know, they've been in there from the very beginning. I count myself to one of the people of the second generation. There is now like third, fourth, and fifth generation DJs around, you know, and there's already like, I think every generation has some sort of like the first guy who comes out says, hey, I'm here, hello, you know, like I make music too. So maybe at that point it was just me and everybody looked at me, you know, but actually never anything really changed from that on.
But what was your feeling?
Oh, of course it was great to be acknowledged that way, you know, that people actually notice you, you know. Oh, they noticed me what I was doing, even in spite that there is a whole league of these hero cult DJs, you know, in the first league. So of course that felt great. Yeah.
Okay, I think it was a great feeling.
Oh yeah.
Next, please. So what can you tell us about your spin club parties on Ibiza, and do they exist today?
Well, right now on Ibiza there's no season, so there is no parties. We had spin club parties in the last 3 years on Ibiza. This year we only had 2 of them, because you know, the whole idea about the spin club parties is something that I have been looking for since, I don't know, more than 13, 14 years, since I started doing a club in '94, which I've called Spin Club. I just want to get like some, it's a very simple thing. I just want to get some nice people together, invite some friends to DJ along, and everybody supposed to have fun all together, you know? Not a very anonymous party where you just invite some sort of DJ who shows up 5 minutes before the gig. No, we all go to dinner before, we all hang out together, and we go to the party, and we do the party. So that's the whole idea about the Spin Club party, and of course the place needs to be right. And this year we didn't have the right place on Ibiza for it. So we only did 2 parties at the space thing, but we're doing Spin Club parties here and there, various, like all over the place. We were just recently doing one in Cologne, which was really nice, really fantastic, and we're planning on doing more next year as well. But it's not my main focus. My main focus is rather my own DJ career and my productions. My productions is the very main focus, and the labels. Like I created the Spin Club label and the CLR label. So instead of sitting down and worrying about producing parties and putting up parties, I rather sit down and produce music, and that's one of the main goals.
Cool. So we know that you've been playing in Ukraine already. We know about Odessa and Kiev. And how do you feel yourself here in Western Ukraine?
Oh, it's a very interesting country you have here. I must say it's very different to other countries of the former Eastern Bloc. I'm not quite sure how to describe that. There is a little bit different vibe already when you enter the country. That sometimes you have the feeling a lot of old people are still in control of this country. I see the young generation really wants to break through, and I think naturally it's just going to happen, you know. But still in the Ukraine, there's a lot of the old structures still intact, you know. Even if you look at your airports, if you look at the cities, you know. So I think there's quite a future for the young generation to do something.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
So in this case, we both have the same opinion.
Yeah, good.
And what is the last question? What is your point of view about is our Ukrainian club life alive?
Wow, you know, from my point of view, of course, there's always people coming to the clubs and partying. Like, for example, the cinema club in Kiev. I was there, I think, already 2 or 3 times. It's always been great, you know. But of course, I cannot see how it is when I'm not there. So, of course, there's people who want to go out and who wants to party, but I cannot judge how well it works if you have a regular night on, you know, with no international DJs coming in. I think definitely there's room to explore more for you, to explore other styles of music, you know. But in generally, I think you're on the sort of the same track as other countries as well, you know.
Okay, thanks a lot for helping make our interview. I wish you to play
You're very
the
welcome.
best today.
Thank you.
We obviously will listen to the end, and thanks for taking part in our program.
Okay, thank you very much.
Спеціально для програми Платівка ТВ, для телеканалу НТК в прямому інтерв'ю Кріс Лібінг.